Uh-oh. We're recording. Nothing?
Hello? Anybody home?
We're here.
Oh, we're there. We're on.
Lesson 103.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, sis.
Hi. Hi. God, being love, is also happiness. So God is happiness. Happiness is an attribute of love. It cannot be apart from it, nor can it be experienced where love is not. Well, there goes the special relationship out the window.
Totally. I just thought the same thing. It's like, oh no. All right. Okay.
Love has no limits, being everywhere, and therefore joy is everywhere as well. Yet can the mind deny that this is so, believing there are gaps in love where sin can enter, bringing pain instead of joy? Do I dare bring the gap diagram? You all got it. So the gap diagram is simply a belief that love is absent somewhere, or that joy or happiness could be absent. Yeah. Bringing pain instead of joy. This strange belief would limit happiness by redefining love as limited or private, and introducing opposition in what has no limit and no opposite. Fear is associated now with love, and its results become the heritage of minds which think they have made what they have made is real. These images, with no reality and truth, bear witness to the fear of God. Forgetting being love, he must be joy. Did I read that correctly?
I don't know. I didn't.
So he's talking about this fearful love, ego's substitute for the love of God. Fear is now associated with love, and its results become the heritage of minds which think what they have made is real. These images, these fearful images, with no reality and truth, bear witness to the fear of God. Forgetting being love, he must be joy. Right, got it. Okay. This basic error we will try again to shift to truth today, teaching ourselves God, being love, is also happiness. To fear him is to be afraid of joy. I feel like just taking a pause there, because now he's going to go into the exercise instructions. So can we feel into that if God is infinite love, happiness is also infinite, like where love is, happiness is. And it really smacks in the face of the ego's substitute, its definition of love. And again, we talked about this a couple lessons ago, but the ego's definition of love is complete sacrifice, scorekeeping, people pleasing, suppressing what we really feel to say, think, and do. We don't extend the light that we are, right? It's not supreme happiness. It's not joy. And it's changeable. So how beautiful to recognize that there's one love. It's God. So God, being love, it's also happiness. And if there's an absence of happiness, well, then God isn't there. That love isn't there.
Okay. And when this is in my personal experience, yeah, is the absence of happiness means that there is an absence of all-inclusive innocence.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So an attribute of love, God's love, God, love, happiness, joy, the fundamental cornerstone of all of those is built on that all-inclusive innocence, or as Jesus calls it, guiltlessness. Mm-hmm. So
it's that felt state you and I were just feeling, accepting, our innocence and the mind that's free of guilt and fear. I wouldn't characterize myself as a joyful person. I don't remember ever being a joyful person. And people who are always supremely joyful, I've had a massive distrust. Look, what's wrong with them, And it's not about anything external. There's just this niggling sense of being unworthy that follows us around while we believe that we're guilty, that as long as we're mythical me identified, we are sin incarnate. Well, who could be joyful when they've got that running in the bunker, right?
Yeah,
So
it doesn't work.
no, that's the whole point, to suppress the joy and the happiness that we are in truth. We cap that with this belief that we have sinned. And that squelches, our native state, which is this joy. And I can start to feel it, coming to the surface, not consistently, but as I'm willing to insist on my innocence, to want to desire to know myself as innocent and not follow the stories, this joy is becoming more and more prevalent. So I'm hoping that's encouraging. So I think a lot of people just sort of walk around, lukewarm, but joy, happiness without opposite is what God has given us. Because I think it's high time we collect our inheritance.
I'm with you. Perfect happiness.
Perfect happiness. To fear God, which we all do while we're mythical me identified, he says right here, to fear God is to be afraid of joy. This is so ass backwards.
Afraid of joy.
I'm terrified of joy. I'm afraid of love. God who wants my perfect happiness. Oh no. Okay. Begin your longer exercises for today with this association. God being love is also happiness, which corrects the false belief that God is fear. It also emphasizes happiness belongs to you because of what he is, your creator, God. Allow this one correction to be placed within your mind each waking hour today. Then welcome all the happiness it brings as truth replaces fear and joy becomes what you expect to take the place of pain.
That's the state. That's that state of expecting miracles.
Yeah.
Right? In that beautiful, it's peaceful, but it's bubbly, and it's just this, it's a clear seeing or a clear anticipation of miracles, because that's God's will. That's God's will for us, right? And we breathe that in and take up residence in that as God's will, as God's most beloved child. Yeah, feels good.
It feels so good not to defend yourself against that and finally just like let it percolate, let it down, let yourself accept it, really just to open up and say, yes, there's a love that perfect. And it's how he loves me. He loves you. He loves us. He doesn't want anything in return but our happiness and our joy. I'm just reeling in it right now. Then welcome all the happiness it brings as truth replaces fear and joy becomes what you expect to take the place of pain. God being love, it will be given you. Bolster this expectation frequently throughout the day and quiet all your fears with this assurance, kind and wholly true. God being love is also happiness. And it is happiness I seek today. I cannot fail because I seek the truth.
Okay. And when we're really devoted to this, and suddenly a situation occurs during the day where we're tempted to fall for the ego, we can then look past the appearance that it's trying to give reality to. And we can remember this. God being love is also happiness. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to investigate the story when it comes to your awareness. It's an invitation to leave your birth, your inheritance of joy and happiness, and the knowledge of your innocence. Here it comes. And it's an invitation to say God's will is, but this might also be real true. You have the right to just deny it for what it is outright. It's just a suggestion trying to draw me off. Why would I leave my right to perfect happiness and a love that wants me to be in complete satisfaction and peace, where I don't have to strive or do anything? That's the only thing we're at choice to do as a mythical me. That's it.
That's the true denial that Jesus speaks about in chapter 2 of the text.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Apply true denial.
Yeah.
And it's that's at a practical level. What I'm doing every day now is, whenever there's a temptation to fall for the ego, is immediately to go, what is behind this?
Mm-hmm.
Appearance.
Yeah.
And it's just an appearance. It's not reality. What is behind this appearance? I want the miracle, because that's what the miracle's for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the miracle is there for us to see, feel, know, experience, share, receive, all of it. But we first have to apply true denial, which is to not fall for the ego's story.
Mm-hmm.
It's the familiar trigger that just pulls us down that rabbit hole. Right.
Yes, I'm entitled to miracles. Yes, I want to know what's really going on. The activity in the presence of God, joy and happiness. Thanks, sis. Thank you for that.
So when are we celebrating?
Right now.
Right now.
Everybody go grab a chunk of chocolate and join us.
Guess what I'm having for lunch?
Really? Tea and chocolate. Beautiful. Thank you, family. Thanks for joining us in this.
Thank you, sis.